And welcome to the Chelsea podcast. Me, Phil Daniels, here with Ceri, Levy and Andy Saunders, and a special guest in Damon Albarn is here today. I suppose you know who he is.
Oh, that's better.
He
That's
goes
more
to Chelsea a lot, and he likes football. And Chelsea. So, what do you think, Ceri?
What do I think? I think it's great having you all here. This is the mighty triumvirate, plus Damon, who, of course, you've been threatening to come on for quite a while. You've been a Chelsea fan for a long, long time. We'll talk about that through the programme. What did you think of the Old Palace game? It wasn't actually a disaster.
I thought a slap in the face is better than kicking the balls.
That's right. I think that's probably true. Sam Wallace, the journalist, said it was not a terrible performance, just a very bad result. And I think that's probably about right.
He's not the Messiah. He's just a naughty boy.
boy.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
That kind of thing.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
A lot of people were losing their shit after the game. A lot of people were, doing the usual, oh my God, we've lost the game, it's the apocalypse, the world is ending.
Is.
It's
all over.
So, all right. So, Phil, maybe you can give us that view.
No, my view is this, that they were tired, our boys. They've been on journeys. But it just goes to show you, doesn't it? If you play midweek like they'd all been on that, they've all been playing international. Some of the Brazilians didn't get back till Thursday, did they?
It's not like we're playing Champions League football, is it?
That is not nice jet lag.
Yeah, so we haven't had any of that, have we? So it shows you that we're human after all.
Well, we're going to have to. Oh, very good.
We're only human.
oh, yeah.
Who is that?
The Humans, isn't that Rag and Bone Man?
No.
Aren't you trying to
Not that
There's
one.
the Human League, right?
Right.
Okay, who's saying we're only humans after all. There's Rag and Bone Man who's got a record called Human.
Don't put the blame on me.
New Gorilla's record is called Humans with a Z.
Oh, there we go.
Like transhuman.
Yeah.
Read about it.
Is that out?
Is it in the dictionary, humans?
Not yet. No.
But it will be.
Is it out? Is it
Transhumanist.
in the pop charts already, or is it still to come out?
No, it's not out yet.
Oh, okay. When's it out?
I don't know, soon.
Okay.
But, I mean, things don't come out.
We plug
these
things
days,
on us. We always plug Phil's
things
plays
don't
on it.
come, No, but things don't come out these days. It's like they're just coming out in bits, like every 30 seconds.
When's your impact date?
There isn't a impact day. It's just
right.
It's like if
it's all changed, isn't it?
And it's also if you're not following anyone, then you're not going to be followed. So it's not even like people don't even put you. They do stuff with you, and then they put it on their own record as well. So
right.
It's so fractured and ever changing.
And it was incredible because
there's still a tune in it, though, isn't there?
You still need a tune, but I'm just talking generally. I'm just thinking it's just really changed,
Really changed.
And I've known you lot for a really long time. I think how long have I known you? Ceri, I'm talking to Ceri. 1980. Sure, it wasn't 1989.
No, it could be. 89. Yeah. That's right.
And
I've known you about the same sort of time.
You were standing on the corner of Fulham Palace Road, I think, wearing a ankle-length leather jacket.
Were you? Like in the Matrix?
I was pre-Matrix.
Oh, please tell me you've got a photo of that. Please tell me you've got a photo of it.
Luckily,
I got a bit giddy.
and I had slick back hair as well. Then
Did
didn't I?
you?
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
You were appalling wanker.
Yeah, but-
You did.
excuse me.
And I don't want to embellish something that is already quite
Legendary.
special. Yeah, I think you might have had platform shoes.
With big buckles on them.
They're back. They're back. Don't worry. They're back.
No, it would have been the Dr. Martens.
You've been at the Camden Palace, I think. You just kind of been up all night and you just come back from the Camden Palace.
Watching Alien Sex Fiend or something.
Well, going on to see The Mission, I guess.
Something like that.
No, that's not me. That's his fantasy. That's his fantasy. Mate.
Did you ever have a goth phase, Phil?
No, I never had any sort of phase, really.
What, you've always been like
I was
lecturer?
always meant to be a bloody
It's
mob.
always been Jimmy.
Yeah, I was always meant to be Jimmy, so that was it. I was kind of lumbered with sort of being a mod, and I never was.
Yeah, but
really.
I knew about you from meantime, not quadrophenia.
I know, but yeah,
I really got to know you in meantime.
Do you remember?
You and Tim.
I had a moustache, a gay moustache then.
I know, but that's how I see you to this day. I don't see you as Jimmy.
I agree with you because we just watched it the whole time. Mean Times was just played night after night.
I watched it
3-4
recently.
times.
It's still really good.
It's a great film.
Mike Lee.
Yeah, Mike Lee. Eh?
Bring back
good old Mike.
Yeah, good old Mike.
I think you should bring back that Tash. That's what I reckon.
Yeah, it became big with the village people and all that after that.
Did you have a tash in the Only Fools and Horses thing that you did?
But you were an interesting character because you were kind of had slight skinhead leanings, but you were struggling with them, weren't you? And the tash was.
Well, I could write a book about the inside of the character, but
We did an autobiography. You didn't reveal any of that.
It's a very interesting character.
Anyway, what was the question?
Anyway, so-
what was the question?
Yeah, what did you think of the game against Palace and Damon?
Well, as I said, I didn't see all of it, but I mean Zaha, he was on the back of something pretty special, wasn't he? When in his international goal. So
Yeah, I think he's. I love
that and Benteke. You know, I just.
They all know, don't
surprised
they?
me that he can play like that, you know.
No.
So they've got two great strikers.
They all know, don't
what
they?
I mean?
They come
They
to
really
Stamford Bridge. They think, I'm getting out of Palace, right? End of the season. They might need a new centre forward, a new winger. We'll turn it on. We'll turn it on. They get the manager to
I mean, it's
buy
not
us.
like they're good. So
Yeah, well, Benteke scored in his last 3 Premier League
you
appearances.
know,
at
and we
Stamford Bridge.
might have been just slightly complacent.
You sort of knew
But
it,
it's better
didn't
get
you?
a slap in the face
Yeah.
and a kick in the balls, which is tomorrow night, which we can't lose.
that one. You go Palace, fair play, well done. There are things we can look at in the game. I think defensively we weren't at our best on Saturday. I think the midfield wasn't quite as good. Kante got the ball taken off him twice.
It's tired. Shall we look at the team? And then
Yeah,
we
go
can,
on.
So Courtois in goal, usual back three, Dave, Luis, Cahill. And then the two fullbacks, Pedro came in instead of the injured Moses.
Well, we missed badly, I
We
think.
did. Alonso obviously over on the left, and then Kante and Matic in the middle with Hazard, Costa and Fabregas. And that was odd as well because Fabregas and Hazard always looked as if they both wanted to play the number 10 role behind Costa. So we didn't have a lot of width, and it was a strange sort of alteration to the system, really.
You're right. It didn't actually work, and I think there's several things that come out of it. One is that we have to look at the season on the whole and realise we've been very, very lucky to get away with playing with as few players as we got. Because when we were really up against it, we didn't really have anyone who could come on and change the game.
To me, he should have been back more.
Well, I think
I didn't watch the whole game.
Well,
I'm
so-
trying to understand what you said.
so
I think
Pedro-
what he
Pedro-
means is that Fabregas should have played more in the midfield than.
What happened was that Fabregas and Hazard got attracted to the middle of the
Right,
front
both-
three all
both
the
of
time.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
both of them,
Right,
and they were in
right.
each other's space.
so it was almost
Right,
3-4, 1-2.
Yeah, sorry about
it
everyone
was-
listening to this, but this is all.
no.
I've always had to have certain things explained to me. Kerry was my great teacher of football.
Thank you.
That's why you know nothing.
Oh, how could you set him up like that? And so,
You cross them in, mate. I'll hit them. But no, I've got an interesting stat actually.
And Phil has always been the harbinger of doom when it comes to
football.
Chelsea.
Doom.
Yeah.
I've won us. How many titles have I won us?
You talked about the
We're always gonna get
paucity of our squad and the amount of players that we've used. We've only actually, in our 13 players have started the last 22 league games for Chelsea since the 1st of October. Only 13 players. And you look at the squads of teams like City and even Arsenal to a degree, we have got a thin squad when you scratch below the surface.
Oh dear, I'm not going with that as a fucking. No, come on.
Well, look at the bench.
No.
Look at the bench. You had Loftus-Cheek,
No, I know, but
Batshuayi,
it's just-
Zuma, Chalobah. I mean, these are not...
Scratch below the surface.
It's a bit
got you,
camp
was
for
it?
me, that for some reason. I don't know.
What, scratch below the surface?
Yeah.
That's a standard phrase.
I don't know,
If you're
I
going to
don't know
find
why.
double entendres in that, we got problems.
You wait till you hear some of his other lines.
I haven't even started.
Can't wait.
yet.
But it's true. It didn't work the way we set up because he couldn't replicate. And the one person we really missed, Victor Moses. I mean, if people didn't realise, there is a player who's had a position created for him
Yeah.
and who's fitted it. And we missed him drastically. I mean, Dave, who, let's face it, last week was in every newspaper across the land going on about how great he was, had probably his worst game all season.
A few people had their worst game. I thought Luis had a poor game.
But we should have been like 4-0 up, 4-2 up.
Didn't take the chances.
We just didn't take it. And their goalie had a good game, and that's how it goes sometimes. So.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, we had 73% of the possession, and their goalkeeper made 11 saves.
Yeah, he was good, their goalie, on the day.
Let's face it, he had a great day.
He did have a good game.
He did, and, good luck to Palace.
He had a great day. They scored 2 good goals.
We can't argue, I think, with Palace.
We only scored 1.
They played really well.
We should have scored 3. Yeah. We should have won.
For their intellectual manager, Sam Allardyce.
Who always gets a result against us.
Yeah, I hate it. And I hated the fact he actually even said, if Chelsea are not up to the mark, we could get a result.
He's the first manager to win a Premier League game against Chelsea with 4 different clubs.
Whoa.
That's a fact and a half.
Have we got to name them now?
Go on then.
Well,
it's easy, isn't it?
Go on then.
Bolton.
Yeah.
West Ham.
Yeah.
And what was the other one?
Palace and
Palace, obvious. And
Sunderland. Newcastle.
Was one in
England?
Was it in all prep? was it all in?
I don't know. Actually, is the answer. So you have to tell me.
Andy. It was Sunderland.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Don't say it knowingly, Andy.
Sunderland.
Sunderland.
So I didn't think Costa had a great game either. I didn't coat him off like some people around me, but he didn't look he was completely at the races. Wasn't hitting the 6-yard box again, was he?
He wants to go, doesn't he?
I don't know. If you want to go, don't you go out to impress? I think rather than...
doesn't he?
I'm not sure he does. I reckon he'll be there next season.
I reckon Benteke will be there.
No.
God, no.
Just as a spare, right?
He's a lump.
A spare.
He's a lump. He's a big lump.
He was a big lump. Why was Dave having to go up with headers
really
with
well
him?
With big
Why didn't what, sorry?
Why was Dave going up for the headers with him and not Caillou or Louise?
Because they were scared. And Dave's brave.
Yeah, exactly. And
he's a midget, Dave.
And Allardyce has got him. That was the perfect place for him to be, right in the middle. Just you can't push him out of the way. And if he's
a big lump, and he did take his skull well, Benteke, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, both goals were cock-ups, weren't they? The first goal was we didn't clear the ball, and then it went to Zaha. I thought we finished it brilliantly. I mean, you can't argue with that. It was a brilliant finish, but we should have cleared it. The second one was all about that Pedro position, wasn't it? Because Pedro was pushed up the pitch. He wasn't pushed up so far that he was a danger in their penalty area. He was in a sort of halfway house.
We got caught out, didn't we?
We lost the ball. We were overcommitted. They had more men against us at the back, and
they finished it well for a team that are right crap.
He did finish it
well.
Benteke did finish that well. Yeah, lifted it nicely, didn't he?
And I think they rode their luck. We didn't.
We were laughing
chances.
at them then. We were thinking, right, well, how many are we going to score today? Everybody.
Well, Hazard looked like he was just going to tear them to pieces, didn't
he?
He just looked like he was going to destroy them.
But it's interesting that those goals, it did something very strange to the game, because when we started off, there was this penetration and real conviction, and then suddenly it was, we overran them all the time, but our crosses were hitting the first man, people weren't hitting the 6-yard box, and it was all a bit of a strange thing. I mean, does it worry me? No, not particularly. You're going to have games like that occasionally. So, everyone who's the doom, I'm surprised we haven't seen people saying for Conte out,
Whenever I listen to a game on radio, we lose.
Well, don't listen to games on the
radio. There you go. It's official.
That's easily fixed.
So since we got you here, Damon, who's your, what's your best what's your sort of, your great
moment
of the bridge? Yeah, what's your great moment at the bridge?
My great moment was actually in Stockholm.
Oh,
my great moment was in Stockholm with you.
We went to Stockholm.
We were all there.
And Andy and myself.
We were all there.
Yeah, no, but I'm talking about the end of it. I mean, I remember the game. Obviously, I remember.
Can you remember the end?
I remember being in a tangibly different state in the second half and the first half, and I don't remember.
I hadn't had a drink for 2 years.
I don't. What you had?
I hadn't had a drink for 2 years, and then I did that night. And that was a bit messy.
I don't remember much about the night, but I know we
I was with Eddie Murphy.
Why
was Eddie Murphy in that place?
In the Spy
Bar.
Yeah.
See, I remember,
and the players all came
about.
in.
But the next day we went to
an art gallery,
Museum of Modern Art, didn't we? Yeah. Stockholm Museum.
Kept touching the exhibits,
touching stuff, getting in trouble, and then we got
because you said my mate's got one of those in his kitchen.
Got to the airport, and for some reason, Phil and I got separated from the rest of you, and
I can help you with
Did
this
you get
one.
put on the naughty boy plane?
we got put on the Naughty Boy plane. Yeah.
That's right, I remember that.
Which was a Icelandic charter jumbo, and as soon as we'd all got on there, everyone, all the stewardesses, they all went all into the cockpit and locked the door basically, and this plane takes off with 250 people,
All standing up singing.
all standing up,
A lawless
singing,
state.
drinking.
Sit down and it was stand up if you love Chelsea.
Taking cocaine, drinking, smoking, fighting, running around, having a laugh. 250 of us. We ended up at a different airport.
Stansted.
We ended up
That
at
was
Stansted
something.
Airport. I had lost my shoes and socks and my keys. And
I didn't have any
and I had no
shoes.
money. And then we went to the pub, didn't we? We walked from the airport to a pub.
Went to the pub and started again.
Started again.
I'll never forget you two, because we were all at the art gallery.
That was a good one, though.
Yeah.
It was a good one,
was a
but
good one.
we were at the art gallery, and I said I was trying to round everyone up, and I said we got to go, otherwise we're going to miss the flight. And you two just went, just one more beer. And that was it. I said, well, we're going to miss it. And you were sort of practically crying, going, I can't believe the state of me, as we were.
I literally hadn't had a drink for 2 years, and I said I'll have a small glass of champagne if we win. And then, like 8 hours later, I was all over the place. I had alcoholic poisoning.
It was brilliant. And then, of course, you came back, and your car was at a completely different airport.
Yeah, the one we Luton.
And you never ever got it for about 6 months or
No,
something.
I know.
Because you
lost my keys and
you immobilised.
yeah.
And what year was
And
that?
the demos, didn't you lose the demos of the album as well? that you've got?
1998.
There was some in the
I've
studio.
done that lots of times, but no one's ever given a shit. I think people just find these things, listen to it, and throw it in the bin. Honestly,
1998.
1998.
1998.
So what's that? 17 years ago.
Yeah, we're all older and wiser.
I'm not very. Years ago.
I'm not. I'm older, but not much
Budweiser.
wise. Not much wiser.
Budweiser.
Okay.
I'm non-Budweiser, but older.
And on that very deep philosophical thought, we'll just take a quick break. And we're back. Have you been ruminating on those deep messages from
What'd you
Phil?
say?
Damon? You were saying one
Ruminating?
Budweiser. Ruminating. I know about your ruminations. But yes, Stockholm was a wonderful time. And we've been to quite a lot of cup finals and things together. Champions League final. That was something else.
That was
I saw you at the Champions League final. Do you remember? Outside Munich?
Yep.
Briefly.
my nephew was about 14 at the time, and it was the first time he'd been kind of offered a beer, but he still wanted the ice cream.
That's right.
Had a beer float.
He had a beer and an ice cream. He had a really good time.
It was
But,
brilliant. I was
it
actually-
was fantastic.
talking to him about it the other day.
It was fantastic.
It was great.
I mean, it's just.
In fact, we've managed to avoid. In fact, I don't think we've been to a losing final together. We missed. Do you remember when we were going to get?
Weirdly, the previous one, I was in somewhere in South Carolina, and the only place I could get to watch it in Moscow was in an ice cream parlour
Ice cream and
at
Champions
11
League.
o'clock in the morning.
Oh, I watched it round your house, didn't we?
I went.
But I approached it again as it being an evening game.
Yes.
So ice cream and beer were yet again weird.
I went
Yeah.
there. I went there and back in the day to Moscow to that game. It was a
Oh,
it was a
I've heard of a
nightmare.
cola float.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't recommend ice cream and beer.
So you and Damon sit together, don't you? You sit
Harding lower.
in a Matthew Harding, but not in the same place.
No, I sit next to Trevor.
Phil won't sit next to us.
No, because he's far more contemplative and
It's £3 more a year.
and that is a lot to a man like Phil, But,
No,
but yeah,
but-
we all see each other at half times and things.
Yeah.
So, but and I'm kind of looking forward.
I'm sitting
to
with
tomorrow.
you tomorrow, aren't I?
Yeah, you're with, and Damon's going as
And
well.
Serge is coming,
Oh, it's Serge. Sergius Maximus.
Yeah.
Yes, he's coming. Excellent. Oh, it's good.
Is Wimpy going?
No, it's not
No,
Wimp's turn.
it's not Wimp's turn with the tickets.
He went to Crystal Palace. It was his choice. When we divvied it all out,
I'll be slumming it tomorrow in the Matthew Hart.
He was very upset. For those who don't know, because Damon's away quite a lot, he shares a season ticket with our friend Wimp, and they take it in turns for the games. And
well, no, because it all started with we used to take our daughters.
That's right. Okay,
but we couldn't get any more tickets, so we decided that we would share it.
So take a daughter a game.
Take a daughter,
yeah. So it's good, but so he can't make it tomorrow because he went to Palace, and I think he's off seeing Mary Ochre tomorrow night.
Well, it's good. We can keep Damon away from the radio, can't we?
Yes, that's true. We're going to win.
What's Mary Ochre?
Exactly.
What is it?
A band,
a
musician, I think.
Okay.
But anyway, so yes. So any more points on the game?
Fabregas scored in his 43rd Premier League game, but this is the first time he'd been on the losing side. And I thought he did okay. Listen, I think generally we did okay. We played okay. I think that we didn't take our chances. And
stop giggling.
Have you got something you'd like to share with the class?
No, I'm trying to keep him under control.
It's never easy.
Is Fabregas worthy of a starting place?
Well, he was worthy more than Matic was.
Okay.
Matic looked tired from his Serbian game, and I don't think we need, at the moment, at home, I was a bit... I mean, I'm not having a go at Conte at all because he is a master, but you sort of wondered why we needed Conte, and Kinty.
Just be careful where you go.
I'm being very careful here. And why Willian didn't play. Maybe he was tired.
Well, Willian came on...
Came on after 59 minutes.
He did.
Yeah.
He sort of... He never drags anybody off at half-time, does he?
No.
But that's sort of being dragged off at half-time.
He brought Loftus-Cheek on. He brought Loftus-Cheek on in the 98th minute.
It
was a little bit late, really, wasn't it?
And, you know...
Yeah, but...
Unfortunately, I'd given up.
There was a lot of...
I'd given up by then.
Yeah.
10 minutes, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, that injury... I have to say, I thought Diego Costa, when Scott Down went down injured, was incredible. He was the first one who realised it was a bad injury. He basically got the game stopped.
I think they know when it's a proper injury.
Yeah,
I think
but
footballers
also,
know.
What's interesting is, because it was a challenge with him, if it had been a nothing challenge, people would have surrounded Costa and said, what have you done? The Palace players were fantastic with Costa. He stayed with Scott Dan the whole time. He was just keeping his hand on his shoulder.
What's wrong with Scott Dan?
Well, he got his legs was completely knackered, wasn't it? It was a bad injury.
I thought he was holding his head.
No, it was his leg. And Costa stayed with him and was in charge of sorting everything out. And I thought he's actually quite a decent bloke.
I can see the empathy coursing
But I think
through
he's too much of a decent bloke at the moment.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And
you don't like players shaking hands, do you?
I don't like them talking. I don't like them doing all this. Oh, I saw you on international duty. How are you?
Yeah.
Oh, let's have a game now. Let's.
You used to hate it when Drogba used to stroke central defenders' bottoms.
No, I think they should be. I'm of the Frank. I
thought that was more your territory.
He used to offer the centre forward out straight away. The first thing he did was offer the centre forward out for a fight.
Should I say your position?
I'm like that more. And then off the pitch after the game.
Were you like that on the pitch when you played?
No, I was a very nice person.
Weren't offering people
Actually,
out.
that's not altogether true, is it now? I spoke to Martin Tyler, the Sky Sports commentator, the other day, and I reminded him of you saying...
Feels like the weather.
Yeah, he is, but he had a little altercation with Martin Tyler, didn't you?
I did have an altercation.
Did you?
with Martin
Tell us.
Tyler. He was playing centre forward. I was playing at the back, and
You kicked him first.
then he sort of said, "Right, if you want it like that, we'll have it like that." I said, "All right, let's have it like that."
What? Martin Tyler?
Yeah.
He's
He's a big lad.
He's quite a big lad.
It's the role should have been reversed. He shouldn't have been centre back, and you should have been the nippy forward, shouldn't it?
No, I was playing at centre back at the time, so
I did that with Brian Robson once.
that was a bit of a mistake,
It
wasn't
was a real terrible mistake.
Well, did he?
I got substituted immediately, just for my own
Safety.
In a nice charity-friendly game. There's no such thing in those games, though, is there?
It's about 2 minutes into the first half.
And it's always the pros, isn't it, who get
That was
the
Eddie,
hump
though.
or
Eddie
something.
was a cruel manager sometimes, wasn't he?
Yeah, we usually
Heartless.
take people off when they score 2, so they don't get an hat-trick.
Well, Martin passes on his best, and he said if he remembers it right, you gave as good as you got.
Yeah, it was fair. No, it was fair dues. We shook hands afterwards, but in the game, we weren't nice to each other.
No. Well,
It wasn't friendly.
He's a very nice man. I just can't see him getting so...
I can't see it either.
Mind you, if you got him snapping at
No,
you here...
come on, he's got a job to do, hasn't he? Be nice, talk about the game, this, that and the other, but deep down...
He's a menace
Like
to
the rest of
society.
us.
He's a horrible bastard.
So, Man City then.
Man City.
It's
Big game.
classic. It's great. I love the fact that Conte came out with, well, it makes the Premiership more interesting now.
He came out, he was very depressed, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was very depressed. It's the most down I've seen him after a game.
It'd be interesting to see what he's like with the players, yesterday and today. But, Man City, you couldn't have written this better, really, could you? That now we've got to show our mettle and get back on form against City, who, let's face it, when they go forward, and I know you don't rate Leroy Sané, but I think...
No, when did I say that?
Oh, I kept
Sarnie,
the
like
text.
Sarnie.
I've never said that.
No, you can say that.
I've never said that.
Oh, I think you have.
I've never said that.
Why
You
did
said,
you
I
say
don't
that,
rate him.
Andy?
I've never said that. Making shit up.
No, it's true. But anyway, I think it's perfect for us, because they will attack us. They'll probably get a few chances.
Well, that's all they do.
Score. Yeah,
They
but
will attack. Of course they'll attack us.
They cannot defend. Even Arsenal managed to score 2 goals this weekend.
I
against
think it's a
them.
5-3er.
It could be a lot of goals in that.
It could be. Yeah, because if they get at Luis and Cahill and unsettle them from the start, it could be a very... what I hope is Victor Moses is fit. But does anyone know about him?
No, I don't know. What you won't see, I think, is the fullbacks going over
What
the
am I meant to
halfway
know
line.
about him?
I want to know if he's fit.
If he's fit.
I want to know where he drinks. No, I want to know if he's going to play because I think we need him.
He won't be pushing the fullbacks on. He'll be
No.
keeping them back, and then we'll be doing we'll be counter-attacking. We'll be playing like the away team tomorrow
Yeah,
night.
exactly. We
I
will.
think.
But it'd be interesting to see, because
Zuma will play.
No, he won't.
I don't. I'm not convinced that Conte fancies
I
Zuma.
just want to throw one in there.
No.
It's a bit too erratic.
Yeah, I think maybe he's not his kind of player, Zuma.
I think he's just not going to be able to displace Luis and Cahill. I think he likes him. I just think if there was an injury, he'd happily slot him in
I
there.
reckon he'll go out on loan next year.
I'm not sure.
Well,
Depends
we'll
who we bring in.
Yeah,
Depends who we bring
we'll
in.
see.
If we bring a Van Dijk in, or we bring a big
Dick.
defender
Van
in.
Dijk.
Dick. Penis Van Lesbian.
You're covering yourself in glory
Good
tonight,
Lord.
Phil.
Is that the title of this week's podcast? Oh, and there,
Take it, Phil. Take
the
it, mate.
ultimate professional. Just take it. Don't worry about it.
Talking about camp, that's the campest ringtone
Hello?
of a long time.
Oh, right.
We-
Can I phone you back? All right. Cheers. Bye.
That is classic
Who's that, Phil?
radio.
That's the second AD from a series called Zapped
Right.
Oh, who are you zapping?
for Dave.
For Dave.
Dave. Oh, quite cultural then.
Comedy.
Comedy.
Did
But
they
it's
get-
on
I
Dave.
quite said yes. Yeah. I think we might have.
Okay. What's it?
someone's-
Could you give us any kind of plot spoilers?
James Buckley's in it, and it's a kind of it's this guy that's a bit of a nerd, and all of a sudden, one day puts an amulet on, and he's transferred into this sort of land where they're all sort of odd people, and there's pear trees, and there's all sorts of weird stuff going on.
You can't trust a pear tree.
It's a bit like that.
The CBBBs.
Kay's in it as well.
CBBs.
And
Is it a kids thing or is it an adult thing?
wait a minute,
It's the first AD now because the
this is my
second
daughter.
AD. Oh, yep.
Hello, Ella.
this is-
Can I ring you back, darling?
He's live.
All right. Bye bye.
Very popular.
See,
Can you tell us about the ringtone, Phil?
yeah,
I went through all the ringtones, and I just thought I'd get a new one up.
well, that's fair enough. Anyway,
All right.
moving back to Man City swiftly.
Anyone else want to take a call?
I've got mine on silent.
What kind of ringtone have you got?
I've got a very normal
I
one.
apologise
Just
to the
normal one.
viewers.
Yeah, okay. Just apologise to the
Listeners.
listeners. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah,
No,
Man
the-
City, it could be a high-scoring game if we don't get our act together.
I think we've got to be very careful. I think it'll be cautious. I don't think he'll throw caution to the wind, Guardiola, like he has done in recent games. I think he'll be a little bit smarter. He can't against us because we're so
This
good
is
at
it.
counter-attacking.
This is the game.
Yeah.
This is the apex of our season.
If you
I agree.
want to win the
I
league,
agree.
you've got to win games like this.
No. If we've got to win or win the league, we've got to win tomorrow.
That's what I mean.
We
Got to win
have
games
to.
like this. Absolutely.
So there's nothing to talk about really. It's just we've got to fucking win.
That's a fair point. Right, let's go home.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
nothing to talk about. But it could be quite a fun experience getting to the win tomorrow.
It'll either be really depressing or really brilliant. There is no middle ground.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So what's to talk about?
If we get a draw, are we unhappy?
If we get a draw, are we unhappy? I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. That's 2 points dropped. I think the thing is that Tottenham have got to go to Swansea tomorrow. I think Swansea are going to get a result against Tottenham. I think it might only be a draw.
Oh, it might be a bit wishy there. You might be wishing on a bit of a scar there.
Paul Clement, former Chelsea boy managing, has had a bit of a bounce. They've had some decent results.
Stop, doesn't it?
Yeah, that Liverpool game was exceptional, but
he's had a few results. I think that
draw.
They don't travel as well as they play at home.
Tottenham are the form team, really, in the whole of the league.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, and if that's what I mean, if we don't win tomorrow, that's it.
But
it's going to be squeaky bum time.
Yeah, absolutely. But Swansea do have Gylfi Sigurdsson, who used to play for Tottenham, who I actually think is one of the best players in the league this season.
Been good.
I think he's
always good.
Yeah,
I wouldn't write off Swansea getting a result tomorrow.
No, I wouldn't. But
a draw would be brilliant.
Yeah,
for them. I mean, for us, in terms of if they get a draw at Swansea Tottenham, that's 2 points draw. It will be the draws that kill them. It will absolutely be the draws that kill Tottenham.
Yeah,
I think Tottenham will win.
Okay,
and that's why we have to win.
We'll see.
I'm going
bragging rights tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm going with Damon though. I think it's going to be up to us to keep on winning now.
I think we'll win.
Should we do 2 predictions then? Swansea and Chelsea.
We will.
Well, we could do that, and we got to do Bournemouth.
No, you've got to understand. What you've got to understand is if we win tomorrow, that's their morale shattered. That's their confidence. Everything's shattered for Tottenham. Because Tottenham believe at the moment that even if we get a draw and they win, that they're still chasing. If we win tomorrow, they know it's over and they won't play like that anymore.
So tomorrow,
it's all about tomorrow. It's all about tomorrow.
They're still winning.
It's totally massive and it's great. It's great that it's got. And he was right, Conte, saying, it adds more excitement to the thing. I'm not saying that it was a decision to lose against Crystal Palace, but it certainly makes the narrative and the viewing figures for tomorrow. Really, not that I'm a cynic.
No,
well, we've also got to go to Bournemouth on Saturday as well.
Yeah,
no, but
I think if we get through City, we will just breeze the rest of the season.
I thought that after Stoke though.
Yeah, I know.
No, but we still had that. We've got to get that. We have to win that.
Still got to go to United.
I'm not worried about going. Sorry about that. Sorry about tapping that.
That's just Damon just working out a tune on the keyboard of the desk. But
we've got Bournemouth away.
Yes.
I think that'll be more. We'll slip one in now.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we'll be okay. For me, it's all about tomorrow night now. That is the make or break.
Doomsday scenario, apocalyptic scenario. Apocalyptic scenario. We slip up against City. We slip up against Bournemouth. There is 1 point in it. Now that is scary.
Yeah, I don't think we'll go down a rabbit hole. I think we'll. I think he's such a good manager. The lights will be shining tomorrow night, and they'll be trying. They'll have to get stuck in tomorrow properly.
It's a big game.
It's a big game.
They get stuck in tomorrow. He's got to pick the right team. You think it's between a Pedro will play. I should think. Hopefully Moses
Pedro will definitely play. Yeah.
I don't think he'll play Pedro at right back if Moses doesn't play. I think it's slightly chancy.
What do you think he'll do though? Because it's tough. Because otherwise, then you're looking at perhaps putting a back 4 in, and I can't see that.
He won't change the system. He won't change.
I think he might.
Who do you play?
He put Azpilicueta over at right back, and you bring another centre back.
So you bring in Zuma,
possibly, yeah. And then you keep Alonso at left back. He could do that. I think Moses will be back. I think Pedro will be pushed up, and it'll be Pedro, Hazard, Costa up front. The big question is whether he plays Fabregas or Matic.
It'll be Fabregas, I think.
You think so?
I don't know.
Because
I don't know.
I don't know.
They're in midfield. They got De Bruyne and they got Silva. They got a lot of tricky players. They might want somebody who's going to kick someone.
You might be right.
You're probably right. Actually,
right.
It depends. Yaya Toure is an interesting one for them because he's not been playing well, but quite often he has quite a good game against us.
He does.
Apart from that time when Matic
the lumbering giant.
Yeah, well, Matic did pick him up and put it in his pocket. It was one of Matic's best games.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was his best game, without a doubt. So I think...
like John Barnes against Brazil.
John... what, in the Maracanã? Yeah, we're actually, it's... Have you ever tried to watch the footage? You can hardly see anything.
When footballers used to wear tight tight shorts.
They were tight. They were so tight. Oh, so I suppose we
Those
should
were
go
the days. Hey, Damon.
Were they as tight as your leather coat?
Those were the days.
No, my leather coat wasn't tight.
It wasn't tight.
It was like flowing.
Wasn't figure hugging.
Have you still got it?
No, I'd love to know where it was because I loved it. It was great, that coat.
There's a picture of you in your leather coat with
I haven't got any
with your
pictures.
big buckled boots.
He loved it. He knew I was class when he saw me in it. But so, any roundup from the ladies and the youth team from you?
The development squad, the under-23s, haven't had a game since the 13th of March. And you're not a big supporter of the youth there, Damon?
What?
You're not a big supporter of the youth?
Of course I'm a supporter
Well,
of you.
why were you?
Well, I don't follow it, though.
Well, that's why I'm telling you about it, so you don't have to.
I'm not interested.
I'm going to tell you anyway. I haven't had a game since
You
the
will.
13th of March, and don't play again until Friday against Sunderland at the Bridge. Under-18s won 4-3 at home to Man United on Saturday. They play away at Man City on Saturday. Ladies didn't play this week. Their next game isn't until the 17th of April when they play their semi-final of the Women's FA Cup against Birmingham City Ladies. That's your roundup for them.
Brilliant. Okay,
Isn't our star striker not been chosen for the England women's England team?
Very good. So you do follow it. You were just telling massive fibs.
yeah, Frank Kirby doing all right, isn't she?
Yeah, she's doing all right.
Yeah, no,
Frank.
Frank Kirby.
Frank Irby.
Yeah.
Well, don't get all David Moyes on us.
Yeah, slap.
He's just not. It's never been quite the same since Everton, really, has it? For that matter.
No, he's just not in the right century.
It's
You know, but
like what a chalice he was handed by Ferguson, eh?
yeah, it was clever that from Fergie because everyone forgets how crap Fergie was in the last 2 years.
And people are forgetting how crap Jose's been and how crap Van Gaal was. He didn't do that badly in comparison if you actually
Van
sort of
Gaal
marry up their
that was
stress.
a horrible time
Yeah.
for Man U.
Yeah, but it was quite funny for us.
No, I know, but he just
Yeah.
he was not appropriate.
No, and you know, poor old Jose. I mean, he hasn't had much to spend up there. I mean, he's only spent 250 million, and
Yeah.
the side's not right.
He's got
He needs
Martin
five-
Shaw playing.
From the professional.
Bodie and Doyle up front.
On the fullbacks. Pushing up.
It's just this image of him cooped up in the Lowry Hotel ordering pizza. That I kind of enjoy imagining.
It feels
Night
ideal.
after-
That's Phil
night
ideal
after
night.
night.
That,
That's a dream,
That's
that
a
is.
dream,
That's
isn't
a
it,
dream
Phil?
I've had.
Dark, dank Manchester winters.
Bring me a pepperoni.
Looking out at the old mills.
Staying in that room for days on end. Not
Working
being
out-
able to get up. Oh, God. Anyway.
Anyway, moving on. So, yes, let's do prediction time. So we got Tottenham and Swansea, which we're throwing in this week.
Yeah.
So what's your prediction, Phil?
Tottenham, Swansea. Swansea 3, Tottenham 0.
Ooh. He's such a hypocrite.
I didn't see that coming.
No, of course you don't.
3-0.
3-0.
Okay.
Damon, Tottenham, Swansea.
Tottenham 3-1.
Okay. I'm going with 1-0 Gylfi Sigurdsson, 89th minute.
It'll be a draw. 1-1.
1-1. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Fine. Right. Moving on to Chelsea and Manchester City. Damon, what's your prediction?
4-1 Chelsea.
Whoa! I love it. That's fantastic.
You can come again.
See, I'm not the only lunatic round here, Andy. So, I like that, Andy.
2-0 Chelsea.
2-0 Chelsea. I'm going to go for 3-2 Chelsea.
1-0 Chelsea, Stone's own goal.
Let's hope so.
That would be lovely and funny. That would be really funny. Okay, and then finally, the Bournemouth away game. It's your turn, Andy.
4-0 Chelsea. Smash
4-0.
them. We're going to smash them.
I'm going to go 1-0
Oh.
Chelsea. Just because I never do a silly, boring score time.
2-2.
2-2. But the title's won because we've beaten City. Okay, fair enough.
2-0 Chelsea, 2 penalties.
2-0
very
Chelsea, 2
specific.
penalties. Are they going to be scored by the same person?
Hazard.
Hazard.
But he's going to have to fight for the second one with Costa. Because Costa's going to pick the ball up and claim. And he's going to have to go up to him and say, please.
He's going to just give him the eyes and just roll it in.
Please, Mr. Costa, let me take it.
And
Lets him.
Mr. Costa lets him
Yeah.
because he's a very nice man.
So there you go.
There you go. Well, that's it. Well, I hope you've enjoyed your first outing on the Chels podcast.
You've been on it before, haven't you?
No, he's a very busy man.
First time I've been invited.
Oh, Oh,
I like it. But anyway,
we'll invite you again. Shall we invite him again, Andy?
he's so hard done by.
You know him. He's always been hard done by. Oh, sorry about that, Damon.
All right then.
But thank you. For coming
Cheerio.
on, everyone.
Cheerio.
Bye.